welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Tommy the Hammer. This has been kind of a ball buster of a week, and I'm looking to chill, veg out, watch a movie, do what I do best, review films for you guys. Today we've got Italian on the menu. We're going to be checking out a film called The Case of the Bloody Iris. Like I said, this is an Italian movie, a giallo to be more specific. I've seen a ton of them, and some of my favorite ones are by Dario Argento, Lucio Fulci. They're great films, and I even like the offbeat ones like The Black Belly of the Tarantula, things like that that not too many people have heard of. And speaking of not heard of, this movie has kind of slipped below the cracks for me. It's gone beneath my radar. I've heard of the film, but I've never actually watched it, and I'm pretty stoked tonight. Any Italian giallo movie that I haven't seen, well, I get pretty thrilled about it. So without further ado, guys, check out the trailer, peep that shit, and we get back. Y'all motherfuckers are gonna know my opinion on The Case of the Bloody Iris.
These murders are committed for no reason at all.
You drowned her.
That's a brilliant idea. I could almost believe it if I thought you didn't do it.
Oh!
I'll tell you as I tore the petals of the iris, you're an object and you belong to me. From the day of our celestial marriage, you belong to me.
Straight away, guys, I just want to say that I'm not going to take too deep of a dive with the movie The Case of the Bloody Iris. In terms of it being a giallo movie, well, I gotta admit, this is the first one ever, probably, that I've actually outwardly disliked. When it comes down to Italian movies, and giallo in particularly, generally speaking, I'm on board. But this movie here, I don't know, it works counterintuitively to what I appreciate with those films. So let's talk about that a little bit here, guys. What makes a giallo film, at least by Tommy the Hammer's perspective? In my opinion, a giallo film is heavy on the mystery element, heavy on the cinematography element, and ultimately, and the most important element, in my opinion, is the fashion sense, the sexiness, the women. Giallo movies have got to have this erotic allure to them. If they don't, they miss the mark. Now, that's not to say this movie is not erotic or sexy in its own way, because it certainly is. But, in my opinion, this movie borrows from maybe British or even American exploitation films where those imperfections become apparent within its own production value. The women in this movie are gorgeous, but at the same time, the imperfections by the director and the cinematographer are apparent. So as you're watching it, you're like, ah, man, this woman right here, she's absolutely stunning. Except for the blisters on her feet. Why the fuck did they film that scene? This movie is an anomaly. It's a giallo film that I'm repelled by, but it's also a giallo film that I like because I like drive-in cinema. I love low-budget, sleazy pornography. That whole bargain basement cult film stuff that most people avoid, I don't. I like that sort of thing, so I'm into it. I'm watching this movie. I'm expecting classy European giallo. I'm getting that, but I'm also getting this kind of drive-in cinema. mystery element to this movie is pretty good. I didn't see the killer coming until maybe the final 20 minutes. So I gotta say, the writing, not bad. And the red herrings, expected because of the Jaleo, were pretty good. They weren't like over the top. I've seen some Jaleo movies where you're just like, Jesus fucking Christ, they're like, boom, 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 lobbing them out at the audience. With this film, we had them. They were, coming at the requisite amount, but they weren't over the top. I felt like the mystery element to this movie was done pretty good. At the end of the day, I could give the movie The Case of the Bloody Iris maybe a solid, and I'm saying this, solid 4.5 or 5 out of 10, guys.